So, if you are a lover of trendy outfits and you have little knowledge about sewing, my dear, this is a perfect beginner friendly maxi dress that I am going to be teaching in this video. So sit well, relax, have your scissors, your paper, your biro, and then let's get on with it. You are very welcome to Sew Junkies, a place for your fashion DIY. So it is so much fun and learning experience that I bring to you today. So if you haven't subscribed, it is the right time to click on the subscribers button. So let's get started. You're welcome back again to Sew Junkies. So what the first thing I'm going to do is to use a miniature brown paper to show you what I'll do. The first thing is fold your fabric into 4 using your hip measurement divided by 4 plus 10 inches or as big as you want the maxi dress to be. The next thing, you are going to add your armhole minusing 5 inches, armhole plus 1 inch. That's what you are measuring, but you are going to minus it as if it's an off shoulder. So I used 5 inches, so you can see where the tape started. So if your hip depth was 7 inches, you are going to be marking 8 inches, you get. And then that, since you are minusing 5, you are going to place 5 at the top part, then before marking the 8 inches, and then you're just going to curve the front neckline like so. You can leave it straight, you can leave it curved, but the most recently trendy ones are the curvy ones, so you can just do it to your preference. So I'm showing you now that we have our fabric. I folded my fabric into 4. Like I said, if you want it to be your hip measurement times 2, I believe this fabric, I used 3 yards of fabric and I folded to the grain lines. That's what I folded to. So what you are going to do is at that edge you have 4, so I just marked 3 inches like I explained. My armhole depth is 7. 7 minus 5 is 2 inches plus 1 inch. I took 3, and then I took 2 inches inwards. You get? Please, if you don't get, I will be hot, but I'll be in the comment section to explain better. So once you do that, I'm just going to draw that armhole. That right there is the armhole, and this front part is the center front and the center back of our dress. And I created a curve of about 2 inches, so I just used my free hand to connect the 2 points together. So I've already shown you that this center front part, I'm just going to gather it, and that will be all for that. So please, if you are a first time viewer here, you are so welcome to this channel. There are a lot of super cute and easy DIY that will be of immense help to you, that will make your day. So please do well to watch and drop a heart for us. We are doing our best right here. So as you can see, I'm just going to equal that hem, because I noticed later on that the hem was not equal. I had one that was a bit shorter, so I just equaled it. So that was at the ending point, that was the reason why the dress didn't get to the hem, but that was my mistake. Don't mind that. So you fold your fabric into 4, you cut the armhole and the neckline. Please, your hip measurement divided by 4 plus 10 inches, at least minimum 10 inches if you don't want a bubblicious maxi dress. So you can use 10 inches, you can use times 2 of that your hip measurement, you can even use times 3. So as much as you want it to be. It is not going to be too thick or heavy for you, depending on the fabric. And as you can see, it's sleeveless, so the breeze will always come in. At least you feel breeze on your shoulders, you feel breeze on your face, you feel breeze on your feet. That's enough breeze for you, don't you think? Because this is a maxi dress. So the next thing I'm cutting now is the straps that I'll be using for bias. I actually used 2 2 inches, 2 inches, and I just cut out the entire length that I had there, and I saved it. I had spare by the time I was done. So I love this Ankara. I had this Ankara and I just felt it has green, so the green will complement the stripes. So whichever one you want, if you want all English, you can actually use another crepe fabric to cut those straps. But the trendy part of this design is combining English and Ankara fabric to create design. So here what I'm cutting is the straps. We have 4 straps, 2 on the left hand side and 2 on the right hand side. Do you get? So that's what I'm cutting, and I'm using 4 inches for each straps, 4 inches for each straps. That's what I did. 4 inches for each straps, 4 by 1 yard. You see Ankara comes 45 inches in length, so it is that length that I used. So I just fold on that length and I cut for 4 inches into 4 places, that one aside. So we need the sleeve strap, like the spaghetti hand, whatever it's called, the strap for the sleeve. That's what we are cutting right now. And we'll also use 2 inches on fold, 2 inches while the fabric was on fold, and then we'll cut 2 of those. You understand? We'll cut 2, one for the left hand side and one for the right hand side. We'll also set it aside, and then the next thing we're going to cut is our pocket. Our pocket, we have pocket in the dress. Having a boo dress without pocket is like, maybe you tell me in the comment section what it is like to wear a boo dress without a pocket. So now I'm done. I used 1 yard of the Ankara fabric and I used 3 yards of the stripes fabric. So the next thing, I'm measuring from that armhole 8 inches. That's usually how I measure for my pocket. So you can take 7 or 8 inches. So if you decide to confirm if what I measured from that armhole was okay, you can just measure it and check. You see that it is 1 inch below your waistline and it is okay. Your pocket can either start from your waistline or just an inch below your waistline. It is just perfect for me. I've been using it for years and I have not had any complaints. So that is that. I'm just pinning all the pockets in place like so, and then I'm going to join the sides. So the first thing, after joining the pocket, after sewing the pockets to the body as pinned earlier, the next thing I did was to join the side down. Don't worry, it has not gotten to the part where you draw gathers. I just did all of this. I'm showing you what I did, and that is, once you are done sewing the pockets in its places that we pinned, you are just going to join the sides, the 2 sides. Once you are done with that, you bias the armhole. You can see, once you are done biasing the armhole, the next thing is to draw gathers on that front. So once you draw gathers on the front, the next question is, how far am I going to gather? For me, I just measured from where my armhole started to the other end of the armhole, not your shoulder now. Armhole to armhole, armhole to armhole. Mine was 11. That was what I used because it was just okay. So that's how far I gathered. So I gathered 11 inches for the front and I gathered 11 inches for the back. So for next project, I might have to correct that 11 inches. Instead of using 11 inches at the back, I will just use 10 inches and I will not have any gaping or any unnecessary openings. So now, once you are done with that, you are just going to, once you gather to that 11, you re-sew it again so that you will not have any issue when you are biasing that gathered part. It was a bit bulky, but I managed. So see how I placed the bias. So I placed it from back and then I'm going to flip it and sew to the front. That's how I placed the bias, and it was okay because the bias stitching had to be showing, the bias itself had to be showing as part of the design. So I should have cut it in another design, like either a chevron cutting or slanted. But anyway, it came out very well, and it was super easy. This is a beginner friendly maxi dress, something you can make plenty, many, as much as you want, and it is just really easy breezy. This is something you can go grocery shopping with, something you can go out with on an evening stroll. It is just your go-to dress. I believe so. I think this is a dress that you wear and wear and wear and wear, oh, till you give it out. And even when you are tired of the Ankara straps, you can just remove it and replace it with another one, or you can make many. If you have sisters, you can do it in different colors for their birthday, and this is, I believe this is a perfect birthday gift. So for those of us that have been with us from day one, we truly appreciate your support, your support for this channel, and we say God bless you. We are going to keep up the good work. We are going to keep bringing you amazing trendy design that you can make for yourself, that you can make for others for money. So please watch more of our videos. We have a whole lot of them. So as you can see, we are done, and the next thing, you are going to look for that shorter strap and just put it there. Don't forget, when we were measuring for this dress, we minus 5 inches. So 5 inches in front plus 5 inches at the back, that will make 10. So the strap you are going to replace here is going to be 10 inches. You get that? Strap is just going to be 10 inches. So please don't add more, don't make it less. That strap is just going to be 10 inches. So once you finish pinning it down, you just bring your other long straps, all those 4 straps, you mark the midpoint and sew it down at this pinned part. Where you are pinning for this strap, that's where the long straps are going to be. Do you understand? And that will be all for the straps. Then you are going to go over to the sewing machine again and just hem your dress, and that will be all for this project. It is very simple and very easy. Please let us know if you encountered any difficulty, because it was bulky at some point that I had to change sewing machine, so I didn't show that other part where I added the band. But like I said, at that point where you pinned, after sewing the main strap down, just take each of your strap and sew it at the midpoint to the sleeve or to the straps of the dress, and that will be all for that. So now I'm just finishing up my dress at the hem, just folding twice at the hem, and that will be all for the dress. The next thing, I'm just going to give it a good press. Give it a good press. Now that NEPA gave me light, let me press it. Let me press my dress so that when I wear it for you, you know that you too can make dresses like this. Just imagine if you want to start a business and you decide this is a dress to start with, you are going to be helping yourself. You are going to have something to put in your pocket at the end of the day. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, like, share, comment. Let's hear your thought about this dress. Was this a good tutorial? Did you enjoy it? Did you learn anything? Should we add or remove? Thank you so much. Bye.